again. Welcome to Boomers to Gen Z.
Hi.
So, May, are you aware that on Saturday, the 12th, I think it's the 12th of August, is a pretty important date? Do you know what it is?
No.
No? Okay, so it's the state election day.
As in Penang State or just states around Malaysia?
The states around Malaysia. And
Okay, that explains all the flags that I see.
yes, correct. I want to ask you, what do you know of our Malaysian politics?
Honestly, not much. I think that the last election where we were electing for our prime minister,
The general election?
the general election, I think that was the only one that I was made very aware of because I think that there was a lot of people of my generation kind of talking about it a little bit more, especially on social media.
Okay.
So it's easier information to sort of digest.
Okay.
But in terms of the state election, I really don't know what does it do for us or what's the difference? Because if I were to go to Kedah right now, it feels the same. Same weather, it looks the same.
Right.
So I don't really feel its impact. So what does it actually mean?
Okay. Let me try to simplify it. I think I just want to really voice out that to you and to your younger generation that it's really important to take your right to vote very seriously. Okay, because people like Gloria Steinem, I don't think you all know, but there are a lot of women who fight the law to be able to speak and to vote and don't take this for granted. I be fair. I'm not. When I was younger, like me, we kind of live our life, so we don't think about politics. We don't think about voting, and that's true. That's true. But I think Malaysia has gone through a lot of crap over the years, and it's time for the young people to voice out and not leave things wondering like, oh, this is not my problem. Let them solve
That's the
it.
term. It's not my problem. I don't want to say that, but yeah, it's not my problem.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not true because just an example, if we continue the corruption that is happening in our governance, in our government bodies, the ones who are paying for their lifetime would be the younger generation, which means then we will never get better schools, we will not get better healthcare for Malaysians, or even which is our, and I mean that is the only thing that the government has to do for their people is to make sure that we are entitled to medical care and for education. I think that is the basic right as a Malaysian that we should have. That no one should have to pay expensive fees to go to international schools. Everyone should be entitled to basic education. Don't you think?
I do. But what about in terms of the impact for my generation, those who maybe don't have kids yet or are not thinking about if they're not in their 30s or early 30s, maybe they don't think about these things so much, like the schooling and stuff. So would the state election maybe affect our salaries, our taxes,
It
this
will.
type of thing?
It will. I mean, the thing is, state election is like the prequel to the actual general election.
Okay.
All right. So if let's say the opposite. I'm not going to be political about our podcast, but let's say one side is not so good and getting imposing actually wasting money away, or in terms of corruption or not doing their due diligence with investment, then where's the government going to get money?
Okay.
Which means they're going to keep taxing the people
In order to correct their wrongdoing.
exactly.
Okay.
Right. So there is no clear black or white in life. There's no black and white. Oh, funny, I'm wearing black and white. But it is looking at all the facts and all the supporting things. But the best thing I can say is don't waste your right to vote,
Okay.
because it does make a difference, and it may not affect you now because you don't think about it,
La La
but
Land at the moment.
right, but it will because if we don't take care of your the decisions of what they make for you, then give you a simple example. I'm not sure if you know, but in America they overturned the Roe v. Wade. Now Roe v.
Mm.
Wade is
I heard about
about
that.
all these judges who are generally men deciding that women cannot have an abortion.
Yeah.
Now, my take is, if I've been raped or I am physically unable to have a child because if I have the baby, maybe it will affect my heart or I could die from it or something.
Well, what about financial?
Exactly.
What if you financially are not able to
Yeah.
why do you have to do that to another
I
man?
am pro-life. However, there are situations, and it is very traumatic if someone who is a 9-year-old who got pregnant
Yeah.
because somebody raped. She is psychologically not ready to be a mother,
Yeah.
right? So why do you force that 9-year-old to have a baby?
Yeah. No. So like with that, like what happened in the US, so that was because the people didn't vote for the right woman.
Well, this is what happened with the fact that in America, people took their voting rights for granted, which unfortunately is not just America, it's also in a lot of countries. People just generally, the younger generation or even the older generation, are not taking their voting rights seriously. And then unfortunately, when you have a Donald Trump on board, and the 4 years that it has made America a laughing matter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But again, I'm not here to advocate for any Republican or Democrat. It's just my personal opinion. And my goal here is I wanted to talk about elections is so that,
You get me to vote, Karen.
yes.
All my generation. Okay,
Yes.
we hear her loud and clear. Huh?
Yeah.
Is there possible, like for those Malaysians who are my age and stuff who are not in the country, are they able to vote?
Yes, they can.
And how do they do that?
I'm not too sure about the procedure, but they can go to the Malaysian embassy. They could, send in their votes. They can talk to the relevant election board to see how they can do their voting. But take that first step because it does matter. The day that you cannot vote, which means you do not have a voice. My question to you is, do you want your voice heard? Think about that. Leave some comments on below and let us know what you think.
See you in the next episode.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.